Good morning, everyone. And the White House just released a AI action plan about 4 days ago, July 24th. And I haven't seen it a lot on the news, and I just want to talk about it for a little bit. So I know that there was a huge tech meeting last week, and and the president provided a lot of praise to Jensen Huang, who notably has done a lot of work in this space, actually building the hardware and infrastructure that AI runs on. So what I found interesting, straight from whitehouse.gov, many companies in the technology industry commented on this AI plan, and for the most part, it's all good, right? Amazon supports and continues to work at the state and federal level to establish consistent standards that promote the secure, responsible development of AI. We look forward to continued collaboration to fully realize AI's potential in driving economic growth and tech advancement. Chevron, President Trump's America's AI Action Plan, is bold and necessary step to ensure the United States leads the next great technological revolution. This was by CEO Mike Wirth of Chevron Corporation. And he said, America has triumphed in every industrial area, from steel to energy, and we have the power and leadership to do it again in artificial intelligence. This plan recognizes that AI innovation doesn't happen in a vacuum. It demands reliable, scalable energy and infrastructure. By streamlining, permitting, investing in data centers, and unleashing America's energy, the president is laying the foundation for a future where AI strengthens our economy, our national security, and our global leadership. So these are a lot of companies are in here. American Edge Project, American Innovators Network, American Society of Association Executive, American Society of Associations, American Prosperity, Americans for Prosperity, Anthropic, Box, the Center for Data Innovation. So Dell Technologies, a lot of robotics companies, IBM Technologies. So what's interesting? Huge list, big list. XAI is on here, Palantir is on here, Salesforce is on here, Siemens. But XAI is on here, but where's OpenAI, right? I would figure that one of the leaders, or Microsoft, right, for that nature as well. Anyways, I'm just pointing out an observation. No opinions on that. It's just interesting. But what is the plan, right? So the introduction is America is in a race to achieve global dominance in artificial intelligence. Winning this race will usher in a new era of human flourishing, economic competitiveness, and national security for the American people. Recognizing this, President Trump directed the creation of AI Action Plan in the early days of his second term in office, based on the three pillars of accelerating innovation, building AI infrastructure, and leading in international diplomacy and security. This action plan is America's roadmap to winning the race. So it's based off of three pillars. The first pillar is accelerate AI innovation, right? America must have the most powerful AI system in the world, but we must also lead the world in creative and transformative application of those systems. Ultimately, it is the use of technology that create economic growth, new jobs, and scientific advancements. America must invent and embrace productivity-enhancing AI uses that the world wants to emulate. I've been saying this over and over again. There was an actual request for information on this strategy that DevTech did submit. So that's why I'm rating it, to see if any or anything at all from the information that we provided was taken into consideration. And so achieving this requires the federal government to create the conditions where private sector-led innovation can flourish. It's true. Right. So, and then they start listing on what are they looking for, right? So removing red tape. What are those things that the federal government needs to focus on, right? Removing red tape and onerous regulation, ensuring the frontier AI protects free speech and American values, encourage open source and open weight AI, enable AI adoption, empower American workers in the age of AI, support next-generation manufacturing, invest in AI-enabled science, build world-class scientific data centers, advance in the science of AI, invest in AI interoperability, control, and robustness breakthroughs. Build an AI evaluation ecosystem, accelerate AI adoption inside of the government, drive adoption of AI within the Department of Defense, protect commercial and governmental AI innovations, and then combat synthetic media in the legal system. The last one's important because that one's been happening. We had that lawyer in New York who made up a case, and the judge was like, "Wait, what?" And then the second pillar, build American AI infrastructure. AI is the first digital service in modern life that challenges America to build vastly greater energy generation than we have today. American energy capacity has stagnated since the 1970s, while China has rapidly built out their grid. America's path to AI dominance depends on changing this troubling trend that requires streamlining, permitting, strengthening and growing the electric grid, and creating the workforce to build it all. My opinion on this is, I don't know why we're mentioning China here, but it's our fault. We're accountable for not taking care of our own infrastructure and for just setting it and kind of forgetting it and not really rebuilding it on our own, but improving it on our own. I would have thought from a matter of national security that would have been an ever evolving process. So, well, we've identified it, and let's fix it, right? You can only start now. Create streamlined permitting. So what are they going to do in here? So some topic points: create streamlined permitting for semiconductor manufacturing facilities and energy infrastructure while guaranteeing security. Develop a grid to match the pace of AI innovation. Restore American semiconductor manufacturing. Build high security data centers for military and intelligence community usage. Train a skilled workforce for AI infrastructure. Bolster critical infrastructure cybersecurity. Promote secure by design AI technologies and applications. Promote mature federal capacity for AI incident response. So, these data centers take a lot of energy, and way more than your house or your apartment, right? So, this is going to be an energy suck, and I think it's just for right now. As we better understand the hardware and build the hardware to be better energy efficient, I think that should be everybody's number one focus. At the same time as creating the hardware, the next iteration should be always 10% faster, but then also 10% more efficient, right? So those should be the two things that the scientists should be focusing on: making it better, also making it more efficient, because energy, right? Energy is sacred here, and having the lights on for a human, I feel, is a lot more important than having the lights on for a robot. So anyways, my 2 cents there. So that's the second pillar. The third pillar is lead in international AI diplomacy and security. So to succeed in global AI competition, America must do more than promote AI within its borders. The United States must also drive adoption of American AI systems, computing hardware, and standards throughout the world. America currently is the global leader on data center construction, computing hardware performance, and models. It is imperative that the United States leverage this advantage into an enduring global alliance, while preventing our adversaries from free riding on our innovation and investment. Stay away from that one. So the key points here are: export American AI to allies and partners, counter Chinese influence in international governance bodies, strengthen AI compute export control enforcement, plug loopholes in existing plug loopholes in existing semiconductor manufacturing export controls, align protection measures globally, ensure that the U.S. government is at the forefront of evaluating national security risk and frontier models, and invest in biosecurity. I highly agree with this. With AI and all the tech, because a lot of this, what AI is going to affect is our medical field the most, fastest. We've seen a lot ever since in the last 5 years. We've seen a lot of medical breakthroughs come through, and who's monitoring that? Who's reviewing that? Who's making sure that it is good, right? So we have to make sure that that is the biosecurity. I do agree with the biosecurity, actually security overall. Um, AI is definitely can be used for a lot of good, and but can also be used for a lot of bad. Um, I feel I feel one of those things should be in social media, and everybody's mental health on that regard, as the social media market, the content space is just being oversaturated by AI, and who knows, there's psychology in that. So who knows is that if that's being used for good or for bad. As a user, you might not at first glance understand that it is bad for you, but maybe it changes a little bit of how you think. Um, Yeah, it's kind of just the state of where we are in the world right now. We're not yet in a global unity, so we got to make sure that all the players are playing nice, and making sure that we're doing the right thing um, for this earth that we live in. So and that's it. Those are the three pillars. So the three pillars are accelerate AI innovation, build American AI infrastructure, and lead in international AI diplomacy and security. And how does EB DevTech come into play with that? Well, this is exactly why I left my big corporate job to go help everybody else figure out how to use this stuff. It's it is really it is time. It's a revolution. This is serious, guys. We have to take it seriously. It's the new big thing since the Industrial Revolution. And it is happening so fast because we're doing it from our desks. The Industrial Revolution, we had to build it with our hands, and we had to manufacture it, and we have to do all that. But this, we're building it from sitting at a desk, typing on keyboards, and then waiting for something to pop out from the artificial intelligence and from these huge data centers. So the only time lapse here is having enough compute power to generate the results. And we're building data centers to do that. We're waiting for data centers to come up online with more resources, or we're just waiting in queue for those resources to be available for us. So that is the difference here. The time crunch that is happening compared to the Industrial Revolution. And that's why this is moving so fast, because we have thousands of people around the world working from their desk, building algorithms and building data centers and building data sets, right? Because the most important, why do you need data centers? You need a lot of data. Well, what do you do with that data? You build data sets. And so that's what's happening right now. And we're doing it so fast because so many of us are working on it. And that's why you need to pay attention. This is important. This is very important. And well, that is what's happening right now. And the White House is taking note of this, and not only from an AI perspective, but the White House just now is building a Bitcoin reserve. So the United States I feel, is making the right plays to make sure that it has a strong position for the future. And well, EB DevTech is trying to help businesses incorporate AI and use it into their businesses. So if you need any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. Take care.